When one thinks of plants absorbing carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen, an image of the Brazilian rainforests or the mighty sequoias of North America might come to mind. But more than half of all photosynthesis takes place in the ocean, and some of the most efficient and spectacular oxygen-releasing plants are the giant kelp, known as the sequoias of the sea, which grow in vast underwater forests and are home to countless marine organisms. In fact, kelp are far more efficient at converting CO2 into oxygen than any species on land. Unlike land plants, whose stored CO2 will be released back into the atmosphere if they are cut down, kelp store their absorbed CO2 far from the ocean's surface, making it virtually impossible for it to escape. Coastal ecosystems like kelp forests can sequester up to 20 times more carbon per acre than land forests. The release of oxygen into the ocean also helps to mitigate the effects of ocean acidification. Overly acidic water has a tremendously damaging effect on marine life. Ocean acidification reduces the amount of carbonate in seawater, which makes it difficult for marine organisms like plankton and coral to form and maintain their shells and skeletons. By drawing CO2 out of the ocean, kelp forests make oceanic conditions less acidic and more favorable for the development of marine life. Kelp forests also provide food, shelter, and an extensive ecosystem for organisms from the seafloor to the ocean surface. These fast-growing underwater forests harbor a greater variety and diversity of organisms than practically any other ocean community. Unfortunately, like many of the ecosystems that help regulate the ocean, such as coral reefs, kelp forests have come under stress due to human activity, which has taken the form of warming ocean temperatures, pollution, and overfishing. But a new technology called 3D ocean farming offers a solution. These man-made artificial reef systems called kelp farms mimic the structure of kelp forests and have many of the same benefits. They sequester carbon dioxide, provide protection for a number of organisms, are protective against storms and hurricanes, and present an opportunity for us to remedy this climate catastrophe. Bren Smith, the co-founder of GreenWave, an organization that creates these kelp farms, says that this technology will allow us to reimagine our relationship with the ocean.
We have to innovate. We have to completely change our relationship to the planet and reformat our economy around principles of sustainability. Kelp is used for biofuel. If you were to take a network of kelp farms totaling half the size of the state of Maine, you could replace all the oil in the United States. And remember, this is with zero inputs. This is true for food and biofuel. It requires no fresh water, no fertilizer, no arid land, making it the most sustainable form of food literally in the world.
These regenerative ocean farms can become a climate solution powerhouse. This type of ocean farming will not only drastically reduce ocean acidification and remove nitrogen from the water, but will also provide us with biofuel and a sustainable source of seafood. Technologies like kelp farming will allow us to stop harming the ocean and instead enter into a symbiotic relationship with marine life, where both of us can benefit from the other. By restructuring our economy around these ideas, we can lead a regenerative renaissance in the oceans. Our oceans currently face a myriad of ecological and environmental problems, many of which have yet to be resolved. But technologies such as these offer us a way to not only solve these problems, but transform the way we interact with nature, and forge a path towards a brighter future.